All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol OCGN, Ocugen Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we jump into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that there's a new ticker symbol to add to your watch list towards the end of this video. It's part of the semiconductor companies, and revenue has been growing. Net profit has been growing. Earnings has been beat every single quarter. And we just see the stock continuing to grow. And the potential going into the year is there for it to grow as well. So stay tuned for more information on that. So here we are. OCGN, Ocugen Inc. actually breaks through support and is sitting kind of sideways, slightly above $10, right? At $10.41. And slightly above the 50-day moving average, which is 10.38, just a few cents above it. Now, our support based off the chart's movement is down here at 9.56. Super important to watch this stock if it breaks through 9.56, because the next low and next support level here is at this point of 8.90, and you definitely want to see how this stock is reacting between 8.90 and 9.56. If the bulls are trying to reappear, or is this on its way to newer lows? Now, I know the heading says that there's news on the direct offering and update. Well, I just want to update you guys on the fact that yes, we already went through the offering, and I hope you guys found yesterday's video informative and helpful in understanding the behavior of the chart and how things are moving forward, because I definitely took my time to explain myself, because I wanted every single investor to think outside the box, beyond what the chart is showing, how other investors are probably feeling, and also investor sentiment overall based off of how this stock has reacted, right? And what to really be aware of. So offering's over. It seems like good news to me that the offering happened, because large institutional investors that are healthcare driven and focused took a shot at this. Okay, I want every single investor to hear me out on that. When the offering happened, they took a shot at this. They invested in this company. So something that investors have been stating in the comments is, okay, the US market, awesome, we're looking for FDA approval, but if it gets approved in Europe, would be awesome as well. Well, I do want every single investor to be aware that getting approved in Europe might drive the stock up on news, which is what's been driving this whole stock overall. That's what's been driving Ocugen up to this point. That news comes out and it gets hyped up or speculative or attractive to investors when these news are reported. Now, anything that happens at Europe, yes, it can make it run up, but it won't let it stay in a bullish run or hold itself up, because Ocugen is not the Europe, right? EU distributor. They are trying to be the US market distributor. So everything that's happening with Covaxin anywhere else is great for Ocugen right now. But if hiccups come on the way, or Ocugen doesn't accomplish officially being the US market distributor, it's not going to look so great in the charts. Now, the direct offering, again, I believe it's pretty good up to this point right now, especially that it's holding itself up because institutional investors took a larger stake. They had an opportunity to get at a, saying in a discount, quote unquote. It's not really a discount, but it is an opportunity, right? And when I say it's not really a discount, it's because it brings the stock price down anyways, right? If it stayed up here, then yeah, it would definitely be a discount. But no, it brought it all the way down. And the share offering was at $7.65. So we're not that far from that. So they would be profiting just a tad bit. So what does this mean? An offering. Well, offerings are there to grow, innovate, or produce opportunity for a stock to continue to grow or even build off of where they're at. So I hope Ocugen has the opportunity to use this for distributing purposes or obtaining Covaxin and, bringing it into the US market, or even innovating to create, something in partnership with Borat, right? Biotechnologies, and bringing that Covaxin cocktail in the Ocugen form or whatever it is that they need to do to bring it into the US market to then get FDA approved, to then start building revenue off of this offering, right? Gross proceeds that they've received, which was millions of dollars. So I do want every single investor to be updated on that. And I think this is the last time this week I'm going to talk about the offering, unless I have to briefly mention it or if another one's coming up. But that's my update. Is the offering good as long as the company's using it for the right reasons? We're hoping that's the truth. And the offering also allowed institutional investors to load up. So if institutional investors are loading up, they see opportunity. No one would do that in their right mind to jump in on something that was way down here at almost $1 and some change and start buying at a share price of $7.65 per share. I mean, that's something to think about right there. So, what's our resistance? Our resistance is 1088. That needs to be broken through and turn into a support. And the highest point reached in the recent run here was up here at 1350, touched twice. So this is very important in the long term for the next coming days and weeks, because it rejected from that point and started to fall. And now we're in almost slight bearish territory. We're in tug of war zone. But for this to build momentum upwards and continue upwards, the bulls definitely need to break through 1088. I do want every single investor to be aware of that and turn that into a support and work upwards. Now, I do want us to see again the behavior here of how the stock has reacted. It went up, it fell down, so investors are cutting their losses. If it continues to go up or it spikes up a little bit and goes down hard again like that, it's going to continue to shave off those investors that are wanting to get out. But so far, what I find healthy here is that it's staying above 894, and even this point down here, 816 to 820, give or take, that we've talked about previously in other videos. And as long as it stays above that point, this could still be healthy, consolidating in the sideways movement, or even if it's going downwards. But as long as it does not break through 816, 815, or 815 to 820, regardless, anywhere in that area, anything below that would be something to be not concerned of red flags, but you want to dig a little deeper to understand what's going on and what's the true pullback here, because some of these pullbacks could be temporary. I mean, think about what happened here. This was making a lot of investors feel uncertain, and I was talking to every single investor to be aware of why you're in this stock, if you're long, how you feel about it. It just keeps on hitting new lows. And it hit a low here of like 140 and some change. And then right before the run started, it was like at 160, below $2. And I always said, this needs to hold up above $2 as much as it can. It'll look a lot healthier in the chart. And then look, we ran up, consolidated, and ran up. So Ocugen could be in a very healthy state right now in this sideways movement. I know a lot of investors don't like it or don't feel so comfortable with it. And they're also worried about FDA approval, which is totally fine. But you want to do some further digging to understand how Ocugen's opportunity could be. And if Ocugen really becomes a U.S. market distributed vaccine, this isn't something that's going to happen in the next months or weeks, okay? This could take longer, into over 6 months to a year, but in the long run, it will be worth something more than we're already seeing if things continue to proceed in the right direction, especially the way the vaccine is showing to be based off of analysis ratings, articles, and trial phases. Everything that they say about the vaccine just sounds like, I don't know. It sounds like too good to be true, but supposedly it's true, according to what I've seen. And investors are adamant about that stuff. All those small little details, right? How long it takes to spoil, what room temperature or what temperature, right? Also, who can receive it or not. The cocktails true form, right? Inactive form of the COVID-19. It can even fight, according to, research says, the EU strain, right? The second strain, the other strains, all the strains so far, even reproductive strains that can come in the near future. That's stuff that research has said and shown so far. I mean, very, very interesting. And Ocugen is truly one that has an opportunity to reap from Covaxin if they really have the opportunity to be the official U.S. market distributor with FDA approval. As always, guys, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned till the end because I have a ticker symbol you won't want to miss. So for everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is in the semiconductor sector. And we've talked about several semiconductor sector companies, but this is a new one that just recently ran, and I'm looking for it to cool off. And I definitely want to advise every single investor and viewer to watch this one carefully for a cool off or a pullback because things ran up a little too quick. But let's look at its chart. The ticker symbol is AMKR. Now, they've been growing exponentially over the year, right? After hitting lows of 540 and some change, leading up to this point here of a high of $25. Now, it's pulling back pretty steeply, right, in the last day and last trading day, and we just had a wild run from $18 to $25. So things definitely need to cool off or consolidate before showing any signs of opportunity. Now, what I do want every single investor to be aware of is the market cap. It's $5 billion, and how revenue has grown, right, over the years. Now, the last 3 years, right, 2017, 2018, 2019, was about $4 billion. And then on 2020, which was the last year, on the fourth year, it went up to $5 billion. Now, the most important thing out of all of this is that net income increased. Now, it was pretty good in 2017, but it increased again in 2020, and we're seeing that upward trend. And 2021 might show signs of opportunity for more growth. So here we are with the revenue and the net income being $300 million compared to almost 50% of that the years before. Now, the quarterly shows you how it grew, and also earnings just recently got beat. That's why we saw that run. Earnings just continues to get beat, and that's another interesting thing about this company. It just keeps on crushing earnings, and that's how you see that revenue and net income growth as well here. So if this grows, earnings is being beat, and if earnings is being beat, the stock price grows as well, because more revenue, more profit, more value to the stock, more value to the market cap of the company. So that's why we saw such a run recently, and we need to watch it carefully. I definitely want to see this cool off, but this is one in the semiconductor company and sectors that have opportunity to continue to expand and grow. Now, all these smaller companies compared to IBM, NVIDIA, Intel, AMD, they have opportunity to take every slice of the pie of the whole market share of this sector. Now, some will be bigger than others, but they all have opportunity to grow as they continue to get their pieces or slices of the full pie. So I do want every single investor to be aware that semiconductor sector overall is definitely one to be digging into, diving into, and looking for companies that are getting out of the hole, especially like one like this one. This one was profitable every single year, which is pretty good. There's some that were never profitable, and also their revenue are terrible compared to this one. Revenue's always been pretty decent, and it's growing now. So 2021 might be the year for growth to continue and even moving forward. I mean, as AI intelligence becomes more of a norm and all these autonomous driving and all these different technologies for vehicles, computers, software, and just even robots, right? And I'm not saying robots that are human-like. I'm talking about robots that already exist to upgrade them to newer levels, like robots that move boxes around and stuff, and also shipment and drones and all these different things that are necessary to continue to proceed in innovation. And semiconductor companies are taking a big market share in this movement. As always, guys, I hope you guys find these videos helpful and informative. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions on AMKR or any ticker symbols that we discuss here. I'm just here to enlighten everyone on opportunities and ticker symbols that are growing, showing potential. But I definitely want every single investor to be aware that this needs to cool off or consolidate before anything that we can understand more about this chart in the short term. But in the long term, we've already seen it. It's been growing and the potential is there. It took off right now, so we wanted to cool off, but definitely we want to see how it continues to behave leading into the future and months to come. But there is room in the sector overall, and this may be one of those that's looking like an opportunity. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.